Hey YouTube, I'm Shri.
I'm Yori.
And that's Zayden. So y'all, today, you know, when we sitting down, it's about to get, what? Serious.
About to get serious.
It's about to get serious. No, y'all, I'm joking. Today, we're going to talk about what, Yori?
How we met, or slash, how we knew we was the one for each other or whatever.
Yeah, we're talking about how we knew we were the one for each other, how we knew we were like meant to be. So, for me, basically, like when Yori and I first met, I mean, like initially I didn't know like, oh, okay, this is, you know, like, oh, we're possibly gonna get married. Like, you know, like initially, like that thought never crossed my mind. That wasn't something, you know, on my mind. Like, especially with us being just like in college. Like I met Yori when I was 19. So that wasn't, so I wasn't thinking about getting married or anything like that. It was just like, oh, okay, just, you know, it's somebody to talk to or whatever. So, but it was crazy because like we were hanging out, we were like friends. But Yori actually was the first guy that I ever brought to church with me. And this was before we even became official, even before we, you know, he asked me to be his girlfriend. Like he just, you know, he came to church with me. He was like, oh, I want to come to church with me.
Right. You done?
Yeah, and tell about how you came to church with me like for the first time or whatever. This was years ago, y'all. We've been together for over 7 years.
You want me to talk about how I came to church with you first?
Yeah, just like about how, like, you know, you came and you met my people that's in the, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I came to church. I was nervous because I don't like being in environments and stuff around people that I really don't know like that. So I guess I was kind of nervous. I'm going to be your parents first time, but when I met other people or whatever, we clicked right away, I guess you could say. They like me, I like them.
Yeah, Yori.
It's like I knew him, when we was talking, so it's like I always knew him from the start, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like he seamlessly like fit in. Like even my mom had said that like he just, you know, he just fit right in. And then like when he first came into the church, you had like my mom was ushering, so she was like right at the door. So mom was like, oh, because she was like, you know, surprised too that I was actually like bringing a guy to church, because that's something I had like never done before. I had, you know, talked to people before Yori, was in a relationship with a guy like for 3 years before Yori, never brought him to church with me. So, you know, I feel like when you know, you just kind of know, you know? Oh yeah, and also too, when we went to church together for the first time, there's a specific Bible verse that the pastor that the pastor spoke on. What was that Bible verse, Yori?
Proverbs 18:22.
Yes. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So I feel like, not that only just being a sign for Yori, but like also like for me, like, oh wow, this is kind of ironic. And I also like brought that up to my pastor when we did our premarital counseling, because we did premarital counseling before we got married as well. But that's like one of the things for me that was like, okay, you know, I feel like, you know, I'll probably end up marrying this man. And it's not something, I feel like we didn't talk about it like often about getting married, did we? No, we never did. It's just something like, honestly, y'all, it just like happened. Like Yori and I, we've always been the type of people like we just kind of like go with the flow. We just let life happen, let God do his thing. But I mean, ultimately, it was Yori's decision to like propose to me. I had no idea. Well, I had been talking to his mom, but like Yori and I, we hadn't discussed that. We never went and looked at rings. We never talked about. He never asked me what type of ring I like.
Right. Yeah.
He didn't ask me nothing else. So I'm like, oh, you know, like I had graduated college and he had graduated. I wasn't thinking like, oh, we about to get married. I had moved away. Our whole relationship was long distance. We were like initially just 1 hour apart, or hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then once he went off to another school, we were like 3 hours apart.
Yep.
So what led you to your decision? Like,
so like you said, when we first started talking, I never imagined that we'd ever get married or whatever. I just thought, you know, we'd be talking and, you know, we'll go from there. Prior to talking to you, like every other girl I talk to, and I don't like, you know, talking down. I don't even want it or anything, but like all the females, they just like, I don't know, like females, I'll say a lot of females, they like they want to be taken care of, and they don't provide anything or bring anything to the table. I ain't gonna say a lot of them, but certain females that I was talking to that was like that. So when I was talking to you, and I seen how independent you was, and like without me, you know, you still be able to do for you, and you'll be good or whatever, and you never really begged me for anything or, you know, anything like that. Everything I always did for you was, you know, from me, because I wanted to do it. And when I was in college, and even with the distance, when I went to ULM, even when my first college, when I was at Colin, an hour and a half away, he used to come see me on a regular, you know, make that drive like it was nothing.
Go to his games, y'all.
Came to all my games. And then when I decided to, you know, when I went to my D1 at ULM, which was 3.5 hours away, you still, you know, made time and found time to come out there and see me. Come to my games, talk every day, like it was really no distance. And then when I got hurt in my junior year, when I tore my meniscus or whatever, you drove all the way out there instantly to be there for my surgery. And that was really the first major thing, besides, you know, you always traveling to see me. That was the first major reason I knew you was the one, when you was willing, you know, drive out there instantly when I hurt myself and be there for me or whatever. And yeah.
Yeah, it's like no matter how far apart, because you know, like once I finished my undergrad like a semester before Yori, I moved to Houston. So like that was even like farther apart. Like how far was it? Like 5 hours, 6 hours? I don't know. Yeah, it was a little distance. So during that period, like we didn't see each other as much. And when he was having like games, like playing far out, sometimes we would only see each other like once a month. I would mainly go to like his home games.
Yeah.
But it's like, even though we were like long distance, it's like we just had a really good bond. We trusted each other. You know how some people like they feel like they need to go through each other's phones, or you have somebody like DMing you. Like I never had that issue with Yuri. I never for a second thought in my head like, oh, he probably. And then him being like an athlete, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes girls will throw themselves at athletes, and you know, as a man, like sometimes men have a hard time like having self-control. I never had that thought like, oh, he out here, you know, messing with other girls or talking to this girl and that girl, or you know, I just felt very peace.
And that was another thing I liked about her. She was always chill, you know. Most like my past relationship girls be like that. They want to need to like go through your phone and do all that extra stuff like, who are you talking to? This, that, and the third. Just be like, what's the word for it? I can't think of the word. You know, people be
like instigating, or always just like looking for something. Petty.
Not petty, but you know, like people be they always looking for something and not being 100% like trusting their partner and stuff like that. I can't think of the word right now.
I can't think of it either. I don't know what word he's trying to say, y'all.
But when I got hurt though, that was like one of the toughest times in my life, because like my whole life when I started playing sports, I never had like a major injury or anything like that. So like when I got hurt for the first time, when I had to sit out and not be able to play, it was tough for me. And having to still, you know, go through school and all that, be on crutches, having to do all my work, she was helping me with that as well.
Yeah, I was a little nerd helping him with his homework.
Yeah, so, and you know, when I did, you know, decide like, yeah, I'm gonna marry her or whatever, and I was telling some of my friends, some of them wasn't, you know, 100% supportive of my decision.
What?
Yeah, saying that you young, I don't know, you should get married this young, stuff like that. And I still decided, you know, that I was still gonna go through with it, even with them telling me that. So like that's another thing, you know, if you're out there and you want to make a decision and you talk to your friends about it and they not supportive of you, don't let them be the reason why you make your decisions. Go with your heart, you know what I'm saying, when you make a decision, because at the end of the day, you know what's right for you and you know if it's the right time or not. They don't know. So, yeah, I went, you know, got the ring or whatever. And
You and your grandfather, right?
yeah, me and my grandfather, he helped me or whatever. And then when I saw, you know, a certain one, I was like, yeah, that's the one. And I also went and talked to her parents before I went and did all that too, making sure that he was okay.
And I had no idea he had went out there to my parents' house.
Yeah.
Well, I knew you were out there, but I didn't know like that's what you were doing, because you had like went to church with him and stuff too, huh? And then like afterwards, and I was like, he came over here. When was that? Because I don't know, it was multiple occasions that you had.
Yeah.
Or I know it was more than one time before that he had went, like, whenever I wasn't home or whatever, he had went out there and was like, you know, at my parents' house or something.
Yeah. I asked them, you know, make sure everything's okay first. And that's when I went out the ring. And then I decided, you know, it was the perfect time was when we had something planned. We was going all to Houston. And I told him that, you know, I think I should do it there. And we was all going to a park and they had like a nice little waterfall or whatever. And then that's when I did it. We went. I think she asked me to take pictures, or I asked her. I don't remember.
My sister's like, oh, y'all should take a picture in front of it or something like that.
Yeah. So she thought we was just gonna take pictures. And you know, I act like I tripped and fell and hurt my knee because you know I had my knee injury. So.
Yes, y'all. If I can include like a thumbnail of the proposal video on here, I'm gonna try to. But y'all, like, I thought, like, because he had the problems with his knees, so I really thought, like, oh my God, your knee, like, it scared me. I was literally trying to, like, what's wrong with your knee? And then he, like, pulled out the ring and had it in the, like, the thing with, like, the light on it or whatever.
Yeah, the case had, like, a little light, so the light was gleaming on it, making it shine even more.
Yeah, and it was just, like, honestly, it was the perfect proposal for, like, us, because I feel like it fit us, just, like, the type of people we are. Like, we're very... Like, we're not over the top, and we're happy with, like, the simple things. Like, it's the little small things. Like, me as a woman, like, you do not have to give me, like, a whole bunch of expensive gifts or this and that. Like, I literally, like, I cherish, like, quality time or, you know, like, words of affirmation or, like, letters. That's one thing, too. When Yori and I first met, he would always write me these letters, like, just handwritten letters, like, all the time. And he'll still do it sometimes now. But, like, when we initially, like, it was, like, letters. He would make me, like, letters and do, like, simple things, like, my favorite candies together and, you know, like, thoughtful things. Like, I really enjoy, like, things that are just, like, thought out. You do not have to go overboard, because it's, like, the simple things. I'm like, that's what really, like, touched the heart, because it's, like, I know this is coming, like, from your heart, you know? Like,
and also, too, like, things like I wouldn't always used to when I was being with Shaterica, like she had my location and stuff like that, see everywhere I go. And like I never was used, like before and talking to her, I never like let somebody see my location and stuff like that. It just, I don't know, I just feel like it was always like, I don't know, having that type of space, but like, I don't know, I just got accustomed to it.
I don't even know what led us to first start sharing locations.
Yeah.
It just kind of like, I think I was already sharing locations with our friends, and then, because we started sharing locations pretty much like, but it was never on like some controlling type stuff or, I don't, it was nothing like that. It's just like, and then nowadays it's just like a thing that you do for like safety reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think too, because like with us, like, because sometimes, you know, like with you driving to see me, we would be like driving back and forth. So it's just like, if you not, you know, you can't text all the time while you're driving. Right. Or if like, if I was in class, because sometimes like, you know, I would still be in class and he on his way, or if he was, you know, practicing, because he was always busy with like practice and basketball, and then, you know, then he would be on the way. Y'all, they always trying to drink out my Stanley. Y'all, I can't never, you know, have my own stuff. But y'all, I just feel like, honestly though, like with us, and also back to what Yori was saying about the whole, like, don't let anyone, like, you know, stop you from doing what you want to do because you know it's best for you. Definitely, you know, stick to that. And then, like, as far as, like, getting married young, like, when we initially did, like, you know, like, once we did get married, we were, I was 22, Yori was 24. We got engaged when I was 21, he was 23. Like, there's nothing wrong with, like, getting married young. If that's what you want to do and you know that's your person who you want to spend your life with, and, you know, just do it. Like if you feel that's what God is calling you to do, then you do it. You know, you just listen to God, and then like just letting God just lead you, like in your individual life, like your personal life, and letting God lead you in your relationship. Because I feel like that's the main thing that like helped us, Yuri. Like we started praying together like when we were dating, like right off the bat. I feel like.
And I kind of think I'm a trendsetter too, because I think I kind of was the reason that some of my friends want to get married too, because like when I got married,
trendsetter.
like not for real, because like after I got married, a lot of my friends started getting engaged and stuff like that. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think I'm kind of like, I kind of inspired them to get married, and like kind of gave them that courage to want to do it once they saw I did it, because I'm the youngest, like one of the youngest ones, like my friend group or whatever. And I was the first to get married out of all of us.
And the last to have kids though.
Yeah, the last to have kids. But like, yeah, like I said, like it just seemed like after I got married and everybody else started getting engaged and stuff like that. So like it kind of made me feel good that it seemed like I inspired some people, to do it the right way.
Yeah, and honestly though, y'all, when you do things the right way, I know we probably spoke on this before, God is going to reward you for that. Because I feel like, yeah, truly, like since we've gotten married, even God has just like elevated us. I remember us just being in college, putting money together to get McDonald's or something, or just like when Yuri and I, y'all, honestly, too, like when Yuri and I initially met too though, like Yuri, he didn't have like a car, which is okay in college. Like, you don't have a car. A lot of people don't. I had a car, but it's like we started talking, and I feel like we always just like motivated one another and built each other up. Like we always worked together as a team and just like encouraged one another. Like whether it was with school, rather me encouraging him with basketball, and then just like other things. I always, encouraged him to just like, do your best in school as well too. Like, but like he started, doing even more. Like he really grew. I watched him like grow like as a man. Like it was crazy just like over that that span of time. I mean, he bought his own car like on his own cash, by himself, and that's really good. Like I've never bought a car like paid for it cash by myself. Like I have my car now, like I got by myself or whatever, but like at that age, like I wasn't doing that. So it was like just very that was inspiring, like for a young man to be, just doing things the right way. And always, Yuri was just always so humble though. Like that's one thing that I really liked about him. Like I don't like a over the top man, a man that like does the most, or it's just like cocky. Like I don't like that. So that's one of the things that like drew me even more to Yuri.
Yeah, I'm always been the type of person, like even when you having everything that I have and being blessed, having the things I have, I never go out bragging and boasting about what I got, and never try to down talk on no one else or what they got either. Always been, humble, and just, always been the same way, even going forward. If I become a millionaire, I'd always be the same way, never going,
Yep, you always got to remember where you came from. And then I also think too, just like for couples too, one thing I would say that's important too, and that just like help Yuri, and I feel like it's good too, like with us, like we never like compared our relationship to anyone else's or anyone else's timeline. Like we just did things the way that we wanted to do, and our relationship was our relationship. There's not, no one else that we wanted to, like we just did us. And I don't know, I just, when, you just know when God, like I really feel like God put us together for a reason, and not to say like, all couples, we go through things, nothing's ever going to be easy, but everything that we go through, we work through it like together. Would you think?
No, I agree.
He agree. Yeah. Anything else you want to say, or any words of wisdom or advice that you want to give to like say that the fact that you're hitting yourself with with that straw in your head? Any words?
Always follow your heart. Don't let other people make decisions for you. be a leader and a follower. And also, too, I never imagined, too, the day that I'll become a father. When that day happened, that was one of the best days of my life as well. Having Zayden. Having a kid changes you. It's like a feeling you can't explain. Like, when you have a kid, it just, I don't know. It's just another dimension in your life, another step in your life. It's like no other experience, no other feeling in the world.
Yeah.
But I mean you, and
Literally a mini him because they're twins.
everything I do is for my family.
No.
My motivation, so. Yeah.
They say a good man is hard to find, and so is a good woman. So, when you find your person, hold them tight, love them. You're going to go through things, but just always work through it and always remember why you fell in love in the first place. Yes?
Yep.
But, yeah. So, we hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let us know if you want to see, more videos like this. I told you I really enjoy, the sit-down videos. Because I like to talk, y'all. If you don't know me, just know. One thing about me is I love to talk. I'm very extroverted. Yours more, introverted. But me, I'm very open. And, yeah. But y'all remember to...
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep. And Zayden, anything you want to tell them? Like, comment, and subscribe. But love y'all. Peace.